everyone, it's your friend Thinknoodles, and welcome to Ask Think, episode number 123 for Monday, October 13th, 2014. And in the background, you guys will see the comments that were selected for winning the 400,000 subscribers contest. And those of you who got the t-shirts, you got inbox messages from me already. As for the gift codes, you can see on screen right now, they are disabled on Minecraft's website. So I have to go buy actual physical gift cards, and I'll do that today or tomorrow, and then PM you guys the codes as well here on YouTube. So just look in your inboxes. Also, almost forgot to mention, this song was actually made by Real Gaming X. So last week's question was, what was the most exciting thing that's happened to you so far? And we start with Bradley1345, who says, my most exciting thing? What are you talking about? Everything in my life is exciting. Widgie6 says her most exciting moment is probably when she comes home to find her bed and then waking up and noticing she has a million things to do. And I can sympathize with that, because there are some nights where I am just so exhausted and I look at the bed and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to go to sleep. Diego Zepeda says, going on a pirate ship. They had a pirate show. They were fighting with real swords, climbing ropes, and swinging from them. That sounds awesome. I went on one of those one time, and after that, we were in the Caribbean, and they let us swing from the ropes too at the end. It was really fun jumping in the water, but they didn't really let us play with the swords. I don't know why. I think I gotta be careful. Brooke Bianco says the most exciting thing she's ever been through is the biggest earthquake in Oklahoma's history. And they were watching YouTube and they were interrupted by earth shaking. And I've been through a couple of earthquakes, but they were really small and I hardly felt them at all. So I can imagine how exciting and scary it really would be if it was a big shaker. Danielle Beta says the most exciting thing she's ever been through is when she kicked the soccer ball from across the goal, across the gym, and into the other person's goal, but then the goalie got it. So it kind of got ruined, but that's awesome to have an exciting and exhilarating experience in sports. A couple of people said parasailing, and I did parasailing when I was much younger, and I think I really liked it, but I think I was only about 11, which was like 300 years ago. They didn't even have boats back then, or well, the boats didn't have motors. We used sails. And anyway, I think I really liked it back then, but I haven't been since, and I have a hard time remembering it. The next person said the most exciting they've ever done is watch paint dry. Seriously, his life is so boring. And cinnamon toast, watched grass grow once. Liking living on the edge. Joe Jordan said when they were a baby, they were a genius, climbed out of their crib, started teaching their robotic hamster Spanish, and that was the most exciting thing they've ever been through. You know, I was thinking about this when I read the comment, and I was like, this kid sounds like Stewie from Family Guy. Quite a few people said Think Thursday and meeting me and getting postcards and igloo visits and stuff, and that's really flattering. Meth110 said the most exciting thing he's ever been through was meeting me at Minecon. Ed M said the most exciting they've ever been through was going to Las Vegas for the first time. And for those of you guys who've never been to Las Vegas, maybe you're not Americans or you just never have been, you know, you think about it as a place with casinos and gambling and it's for adults. But honestly, there's a lot of stuff to do for kids. There's rides everywhere. There's arcades, lots of fun stuff to do. So I can totally imagine Ed M being really excited and having a good time there. Real Gaming X says he can't remember his whole life, so he'll just do it from this year. He was at a carnival, doesn't usually go on rides, finally went to go on the one that swings you around really fast, nearly crashes you into other people. It was really exciting, and so what if his eyes were closed and he was screaming the whole time? It was still exciting. Of course, I think that's one of the most exciting parts, is if it makes you close your eyes and scream, you know it's exciting. Now, as expected, the most common answer had to do with roller coasters and theme park rides, mostly at Disney. You know, there was California Screamin', a couple for Everest, different theme parks. And the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I've not ridden that one. Everest is awesome. because it goes backwards and stuff. It goes forwards and then backwards. I really like that. But the Seven Doors Mine Train is a brand new ride at Disney World. I really, really want to go. Now, Amber Wilson said the most exciting thing she had done was going to a theme park in Disney, but not because of the theme park really, but because she got to see her cousin she hadn't seen in 6 years. And they had a lot of fun together, and that was what she remembered as being the most exciting. That's really sweet. Family over rides. Now, as for my most exciting thing I've ever been through, you know, it's been a lot of years. I mean, I was there for all kinds of scientific discovery, like electricity. You know, we defeated the dinosaur. No, no. I mean, in my 37 years, I've done a lot of things, and I had to really think. It's really hard to remember what was exciting, because what was exciting to me when I first experienced it, and then now, you know what I mean? It's like when you go on a roller coaster. And by the way, I have to say that probably the most exciting things I've done are probably theme park rides. I mean, that's what they're for, right? They're thrill rides. They're there to exhilarate you and excite you and scare you. And, you know, it's like a theme park ride. So, you know, you go on a roller coaster for the first time. And I do remember my first roller coaster ride. And I was scared to death. And my dad and my sister, we'd gone on the theme park quite a few times. It was called Dunia Fantasi in Indonesia, and my dad and my sister always rode the upside down roller coaster, and I didn't. No. And my sister's 2 years younger than me, and she loved it, and she went. You know, maybe we went to the theme park like 2 or 3 times. She went every time, and you know, she's like, "Come on, don't be a baby," and all that stuff. And I was like, "Nope, I'm not going." And finally, one of our friends came with us, and she'd never been on a roller coaster either. And so we're like, oh, all right, let's do it. And, you know, we kind of like said our goodbyes to each other, like, okay, if I die, you know, it's good knowing you. And then we rode the ride, and it was so fun, and I wanted to go again and again and again. But if you remember any roller coaster, I mean, this goes for anything. Like, let's take Everest in Disney World. The first time you ride it is definitely the most exciting, because you don't know what's going to happen, especially in something like Everest, because all of the tracks are hidden. You know, you're going along and all of a sudden it stops, holds you for a second, then you start doing the thing backwards and the track changes and the Yeti is there, and that is super exciting. And even, you know, even when you ride it again, it's still really fun, but it's the most exciting when you first ride it and you don't know what's going to happen. Okay, for next week's question, guys, it comes from Shimmerstar, and it's a question for everyone. What's your favorite video game besides Minecraft? So yeah, not assuming that everyone's favorite video game is Minecraft, but if it is your favorite video game, you can't choose that one. So choose a different one, and let's see what people come up with. Now, before we get to the questions for me, don't forget to leave your questions in the comments below so I can have something to answer next week. Remember, only one question per comment, but you can leave as many comments as you like. Also, if the comments on this Ask Think video are closed, go to the most recent Ask Think and ask your question there. Now, on to the questions, and the first one is from Gaming Yoshi 6601, and it says, did you know that you're already halfway to 500,000 noodlers? I think you mean 90% of the way. Because halfway would be 250,000, but no, I know what you mean. From 400,000 to 500,000. Yes, I did realize that. Blake Hunter asks, was being a YouTuber your dream job? You know, if I had known it was a possibility for a job, yes, it would have been. I remember when, even before I went to college, I had heard that they had this job at gaming companies called a gaming tester. And I thought, man, you have an awesome job. You get to play games all day and get paid for it. You know, that'd be amazing. And then I found out what that job really was about. That job was really about not really playing the game, but trying to break it, and trying out things, trying out like all the possibilities of things so that you could come across errors and then make reports and send them back to the programmers. And most of your job was writing these reports and not really playing the game. So I realized, that's not really the job that I wanted. And it turns out that being a YouTuber is almost exactly like the job that I wanted. Minecraft Maximus says, hey Think, did you know The Walking Dead Season 5 is coming out on the 14th? I'm so excited. Did you watch it? Well, actually, it came out yesterday on the 12th. And yes, we watched it last night and I loved it. And in fact, that is why I'm playing the Blocking Dead mini game in the background, because I just couldn't get enough zombies. Creepy Silent Otaku asks, do you get any hate comments on any of your videos? Yes, on every video, absolutely 100%. Always get, here or there. It's not a lot, but definitely there's always someone who posts something a little bit inappropriate. Flossy AJ says, dear Think, I was wondering, is it hard work managing a channel, like having to edit and stay on track of your timetable for the videos to be uploaded? Is it a lot of pressure? Yes, it actually is. I don't know if people really realize, but yeah, there's a lot of pressure to and we place it on ourselves. I set a video schedule and I have to stick to it. And so it's pressure that I place on myself to produce videos for you guys. But yeah, it is a lot of pressure to get things out, to get them on time, and YouTube processing, or say you make a mistake and you've already exported the video and then you've got to go back and re-export it. It takes a lot of time and it does add to the stress level. Eric F asks, Think, do you sing in the shower? No, my bathroom, I live in New York, so we have small apartments with small bathrooms and it doesn't echo very well. So not that that really makes a difference. I don't think I've ever really sang in the shower, but no. 1999 Blue asks, are you excited for the iPad event on October 16th? Yeah, I am, because I saw the little logo and it says it's been a long time or something, so I don't even know what that's about. But I do hope that they're coming out with new iPads, because our iPads, we have an iPad 2 and an iPad mini, which both have the same processor. And when we upgraded those to iOS 8, it was supported, but really not recommended. They are incredibly slow. So what we're looking to do, and I don't even know why we have two of them. We don't need two. What I'm going to do is trade in those two and hopefully get a new one. Gaming Yoshi 6601 asks, as of now, what is the most enjoying series for you to make? It's still Think's Lab. The reason is, and this goes back to that question about the pressure. That series, I put a ton of pressure on myself to really, really produce what I don't even think I'm capable of. I try and reach every time I make one of those videos and challenge myself. So that's why I really like it. I also love Ask Think, because I get questions from you guys, I get to interact with you guys, and I love all my videos. But I have to say, if I really, really had to think about it, the ones that I enjoy actually making are the Think's Labs videos, because I just go ahead and think however I want to and say, okay, I'm gonna do this. This is what I'm gonna do. Now, how am I gonna do that? And then it's either, okay, I gotta be creative with the editing here, or, oh, there's a mod that can do that, and things like that. And it really, really challenges me. NovaCat asks, when was the last time you visited Indonesia? It was the year, was it the year after? Well, it was around when my wife graduated her undergraduate. So I think that was 2005. So it's been about 9 years since I went back. Ninja 47100 says, hey Think, how do you gain recognition on YouTube? I know you have to provide good and unique videos, but someone will have to see your videos first. It is impossible for people to even access smaller YouTubers' videos because they get pushed way back. Well, I mean, that's partially true, but all of us started, even the biggest YouTubers out there started with 0 subscribers. Now, that said, of course, there was less competition at the time for some of them, but they were unique personalities, they were entertaining, and a few people found them, and a few more, and it sort of snowballed. One of the things you can do, though, is once you have some great unique content and videos, is go out there and send a message to someone on Twitter or something like that, another YouTuber, and see if they'll throw you a bone, because sometimes that happens. And if you collaborate, I guess, do a Hunger Games video if you're doing Minecraft or something like that, and they do a lot of collaboration, then you can say, hey, I'd love to be, one of the guest stars on your Hunger Games series that you do with your friends. Check out my videos. I work really hard on them, and show it to them. Don't post it in their comments, though. If you post it in the comments, it's going to get marked as spam. They'll never see it. But if you send them a tweet, an email, or even an inbox message, you might get lucky. Lucas Barker says, hey, think I was on an HP commercial and people thought it was Harry Potter, and maybe it was, but when I read that comment, I thought it meant an HP like Hewlett Packard. So I don't know which one it was, but anyway, congratulations. Jamie Lockhart asks, are you mad about Mockingjay coming out in 2 parts? And as a Harry Potter mega fan, they have a right to reserve their right to call hacks. And so here's the thing. I was really okay with the Deathly Hallows being 2 parts, the last movie for Harry Potter. I mean, there was so much in the book, and I wanted the movie to stick to the plot perfectly. So I was happy that they split it into 2 movies so they could fit it all in, and they did a great job. Now, as far as Mockingjay, there's a lot in that book as well, and if they use it correctly, both movies, I think I'll be happy about that as well. Obviously, I don't want to wait to see the end, but I've already read it. I know what happens, and it would be cool to see it brought to life the way the author intended. Now, there was a movie and this seems to be a common theme with a lot of movies that they took from Harry Potter. It's like, hey, let's make the last one 2 parts. We'll squeeze a little bit more out of it. One of them that did not, in my opinion, that didn't need a second movie, could have all been put into one movie, was, I think it was the last Twilight. I think that's Breaking Dawn, isn't it? Yeah, it's Breaking Dawn. Really, really, really did not need to be split into 2 parts. They stretched out. Part 1, almost nothing happened. So yeah, as long as Mockingjay follows the Harry Potter model, and I know there's enough in the book that they could do it appropriately and make both movies exciting and fun, I'm cool with it. Waddle D says, hey, think I have a huge problem with your videos. Don't be offended. Keep reading. They are so addicting. You produce so many and I keep getting distracted while I do my homework. Like right now, I've tried staying out of my room. Then I go to the TV. Do you have any advice? I got an 89 on my math test. Super mad about that. Help me, please. Well, first of all, an 89 is a B+, like 1% away from an A-. So to me, that's a pretty good grade. But I know I'm trying. I think we've only got maybe I don't know how long Spore will take, but maybe only like 3 or 4 more episodes of Spore. And then Diversity, well, it's got a few episodes left, but the number of videos will come down. So hopefully I won't distract you so much. Now, a few people ask about my editing software and what I use and where you can get a free editing program. Now, free editors, I don't know of any. I don't use any. But the software I currently use, well, first of all, I have an iMac 27-inch, the most recent one. And I use a program format called Voila now to record. And then recording software really doesn't matter that much. The only reason I use that instead of ScreenFlow is because I use Final Cut Pro to edit my videos now. I don't use ScreenFlow anymore. And if I were to use ScreenFlow to record, I'd have to export it from ScreenFlow, which takes, depending on the length of the video, if it's a 30-minute video, it takes about 30 minutes to export at 1080p. Then I have to import it to Final Cut Pro and then export it again. So with Voila, I can just drag it straight out of the program. It just copies it over and I can start editing right away. So yeah, I use Final Cut Pro. Gus, the Gaming Guava, says, why aren't you making Kopi videos anymore? Well, I just haven't really, but I was looking at my channel the other day and I told my wife, we probably need to make a Kopi video because her 4 videos combined almost have 1 million views. I think she's at like 950,000 combined views on those 4 videos. So I figured that we should make like a 1 million Kopi views video. Sheena1234ization asks, what's the scariest film you've ever watched. Well, so I don't really watch scary movies because my wife doesn't like them. And, you know, it's no fun going to the movies by yourself. But when I was younger, I remember the scariest movie I ever watched was It. It's a Stephen King movie, and it's got a clown in it, and it's like an evil clown that gives the kids nightmares and stuff like that. And yeah, it really creeped me out a lot, and kind of made me, at that time when I was younger, kind of made me a little bit afraid of clowns. The Toy Collector says, since you live in New York, how do you get groceries? Go to the grocery store like everybody else? No, I mean, I think I know what you mean, because we don't drive to the grocery store. So we usually buy less groceries because we have to carry them home. But yeah, we walk to the grocery store and walk back home. Kitty and Ginger PB asks, is it hard to name videos? Like, for instance, the Changing Seasons Things Lab. You know, that's really interesting that you came up with that, because that video in specific, or specifically, was very difficult for me to title. Usually I don't have a really hard time with it. For that one, I really did. So the way I made that video, my wife made the suggestion that I take, you know, Kobe and the Minions up to see the fall foliage. I was like, I could probably do that. And then I saw a comment, someone said, you know, carve pumpkins with Kevin and Kobe and Dave. And I was like, I could put those two together. And then I went and I looked at my subscriber feed, and I saw that Dan had done the pumpkin carving mod like a few days before. And I was like, okay, I could do this, but you know, I want to make only a little bit of it about the carving pumpkins part. And you know, I still want to do the fall foliage thing. And so once I did the video, I was like, man, how am I going to title this? Because it's about the pumpkin carving mod. It's about the you know, the biomes of plenty mod in those biomes. It's about the lots of mobs mod with the bears and the birds, although the birds flew away. And I was like, man, I don't really know what I'm going to title this. And I didn't want to put pumpkins or carving in the title, because I didn't want people to say, oh, you know, Dan just did that, and you made your video title pumpkin carving to, like, I don't know, steal views from his or something. So I couldn't put that in the title at all. I could put it in the thumbnail, but not in the actual title, the searchable title. And so I was really limited. I had a hard time with it. And eventually my wife is the one that came up with the name. Bruce of Tonga asks, what's your favorite kind of juice? It's a kind of an odd one, but cantaloupe juice. It's really good if you've never tried it. Daniel Stebbing says, have you been in Africa? Because I looked on the Survival Tropica map and it said you completed the island in Africa. Well, so used to be on Pop Tropica, you could select your location where you live. And I chose Swaziland because they had a really cool flag and it sounded funny. So in my earlier islands, it will say that I completed them in other countries, but no, they were always here in New York. Aiden Kenny says, hey, I have to ask, how do I go to one of your parties at Things Lab? By the way, noodles last night, well, delicious, first of all. And second of all, if you want to be in Things Labs, what I do is when I'm making the video and I realize that I need you guys, I post on Twitter. And I say, hey, need your IGNs. And all you have to do is respond to that tweet, click the reply button, and give me your IGN. Now remember, it is case sensitive. So like, for example, my IGN on Minecraft is capital REAL, capital TH, or, you know, capital T, lowercase INKNOODLES. So the R and the T are capitalized, and that matters. So make sure that you send it. And all you have to do is follow me on Twitter and respond to that tweet. I usually, once I send the tweet out, I keep taking IGNs for about an hour to 2 hours. After that, usually I've already put the people in and already recorded that part. So yeah, follow me on Twitter. Pink Diamonds asks, hey, do you ever delete the maps you use for Things Lab, like the airport map, or do you keep them? Because I'd imagine your saves folder would get pretty filled. It depends on the map. Something like the airport map, yes, because I removed some of the aircraft and stuff, so I do keep that. But other things like the city maps, I don't do much to them. So it depends, but usually I don't do much to them. So those I don't keep, and I just keep getting updated versions of them. Koala N asks, what will happen to your old XP farm? Nothing. It's still, I'm not going to use it for XP, but it's still useful to get bones and bone meal, so I'll still need it for that. Smiley Freak asks, why do you love Minecraft? I love Minecraft because it lets me do anything I want. You know, specifically thinking about Think's Lab, I can think of a storyline and just say, yep, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to figure out how to do it. And Minecraft doesn't let me down. Overpowered Whale asks, hey Think, in the latest Think's Lab, it made me think, has Kobe ever gotten lost? No. No. You know, most of her time is spent in the city, and we never let her off the leash, except at dog parks, and those have fences. Javon Green asks, think for the survival series, whenever someone gets the Golden Noodle Award and it's fan art, I never see the fan art. Why is that? That's because I made an editing mistake and completely forgot to put the fan art. You guys will see it in the next episode, I promise. Letterman MJ12CB says, think I was trying to place the RC mod on the ground, but it crashed. Why did it crash? I know the answer to this one because this happened to me as well exactly. And I was like, what is wrong with this thing? I uninstalled all the mods and this is the only one that doesn't work. There is a supporting mod that you have to put in with it. I forgot the name of it. But if you go to the RC mods page and just read it really carefully, it'll say that you need another mod with it. It's sort of an API. So you have to put that in there along with the RC mod and then it'll work. Alex Harris asks, who does Think's wife voice? My wife. She does herself. Ponies in the Making asks, Think, why do zombies spawn in the XP donut of awesomeness? That's just part of the game mechanic. For some reason, zombies sometimes spawn in to help the pigman zombies. And it doesn't just happen in the XP donut. It has happened in my Wither skeleton farm as well. Marissa DeFranco asks, why are there no B batteries? And I don't know. I mean, we've got, well, I guess there's no A batteries either. There's double A's and triple A's, but no A's. And then we got C's and D's. And, well, okay, no E's or F's or anything. But yeah, that's a good question. Paige Johnson says, roses are red, violets are blue. Didn't know anyone prehistoric until I met you. Aw, she wrote me a love poem. Aw. Very, very funny. All right, guys, that's it for this Ask Think. Don't forget to leave your question in the comments below so I can have something to answer next week. I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching. And of course, Noodle on!